Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Administrator Whitaker, for being with us today. We are here to discuss Boeing, not Boeing's problem with getting capsules up to and carrying back astronauts from the space station, and not concerning their pension plan where they took from the employees about a decade ago, and the employees would like to get that fixed pension plan back. But we're here to discuss Boeing's ongoing challenges, as Mr. Graves has well pointed out, with safety, production quality, and company culture, which we're reminded of, unfortunately, in dramatic fashion with the door failure, the plug failure. Before I get to that, though, I do want to reemphasize what Mr. Graves mentioned about all of the things that are in the reauthorization bill. I get a lot of calls from people, have for years, about the EVAC Act and having a process we know we're getting people off the airplanes in the required time that's set out there. We're not doing it. And the studies that they do in Oklahoma City are ridiculous. They don't have sample passengers of a typical airplane. People who wear braces, who have wheelchairs, who have crutches, who have babies, who have help dogs, who are just old and a bit infirm, or really young and in their mother's arms. We've got to have another test soon that has real plane-like, lifelike features. I hope you'll look into that. And the other issues we had with safety. A lot of people are real happy about the issues that we put in there that draw attention to people with disabilities, to make sure those are implemented. I know you will, but I want to emphasize that. The FAA and the NTSBA immediately began independent concurrent investigations on the Boeing plug failure. And we went over and we saw the items and all of them. Ms. Hamady did a great job. The FAA also told Boeing to create a plan to address known issues at the time, and the plan was submitted to the FAA at the end of May. Now that Boeing has begun implementing its safety and quality plan, and the FAA has begun conducting its additional oversight, it's time to examine whether promised changes are being made and whether promised improvements are being attained. I was real critical of Boeing, and properly so, when they had the two plane accidents, crashes. The Boeing's top dog resigned finally. First he said he was whatever, but he wasn't taking a pay cut or anything else. Well, he's gone. It's amazing this has continued. You thought that would be a wake-up call. And I've tried since to kind of understand and think about Boeing as one of America's premier companies, one that we've been proud of, iconic. And we don't want Airbus to get all the planes. But Boeing keeps messing up. For America's interest, Boeing needs to get its act together. They want to be a good citizen. Be safe. And I know you'll oversee them and see that they are. Congress must continue to hold Boeing accountable for the safety of its aircraft and continue to hold the FAA accountable also for its oversight of manufacturers' design and production processes. Moreover, while we are here today, I go on record and thank NTSB Chair Jennifer Hamady and all the NTSB investigators again for their vigorous efforts as they work alongside FAA to expose critical issues and increase the safety of air transportation. Our subcommittee will work with all the relevant parties to enact any legislative changes necessary to resolve quality control problems, strengthen oversight of aircraft manufacturers and suppliers, and prevent further safety issues from arising. I was pleased Boeing chose an engineer and not a business person driven by a bottom line that they were all considering, but their stock keeps going down even quicker than some of their airplanes have. So they need to worry about that. Thank you, Administrator Whitaker, for being here today, and I look forward to our discussion and our work over the next